Hello, Augies Worldwide. I'm Dave Kassler, amateur radio call sign KE0OG, here with another episode of Ask Dave. Today we're looking at a question. Just a second there. Today we're looking at a question from Scott Johnston, KD4EBL. Okay, and here is his question. Hi Dave, first big fan of your videos, thank you. And thank you for providing so much content. I have a couple of questions on verticals. The first is I was gifted a Cushcraft MA6V. I think Scott must be referring to an MA6VA because I can't find an MA6V. I threw it up on a 3-foot high aluminum pipe, and before I mounted it, I tried to adjust the antenna on the bands using my trusty MFJ 258B. Mine is a 259B, which is an antenna analyzer, or antenna plus transmission line plus environment analyzer. The running seems to sort of work. The antenna seemed to sort of work, and I realized that tuning the elements while the antenna was leaning against a tree was not ideal. But the mounting and remounting the antenna while adjusting and tweaking it seems daunting without help. Yeah, really? True. That is true. Any hints? Yeah, get help. It'll help very much if you do that. But it became resonant on most bands. I plan on taking it down and cleaning everything with a green Scotch pad and applying some anti-seize to the joints. Okay, you want to use a Scotch pad that has no soap in it, because otherwise you're going to have to be removing all of that soap and everything like that. There is anti-seize compound that is conducting. If you'll go to dxengineering.com and look up anti-seize, it will show you 2 or 3 different types that you can use. You want to put this compound, it's got copper in it, around all of the connections and everything like that. A thin layer, okay? A thin layer. And you'll find that will help in the future. Also, it will help you to maintain nice solid contact on all the different parts of that vertical, which is made of a bunch of pieces of aluminum tubing and stuff like that. Okay? Now, as I understand it, this antenna does not need radials. So you want to put the base of the antenna up about 10 feet. Okay? You don't need any radials for it, but the radialless, if that's a word, radialless antennas should be up off the ground. Okay, so get it up about 10 feet. That means guying it at the 10-foot point and then guying it again about halfway up the antenna. The instructions will often tell you where on the antenna to attach the guys. Okay, does it make sense to clean the antenna? I completely rebuilt an HF9V one summer, and it really, really helped the antenna. It performed very well. Since the aluminum pole is already in the ground, do I also need to add a ground stake? No. I mean, you can. And then make sure that your mast, and I'd suggest like 10 feet above, instead of 3 or 4 feet above, 10 feet above, and guide at the 10-foot point and then another 10 foot up on the antenna. Don't pull the guys terribly tight. You want it to have a little bit of flex. I have 2 other verticals that were also gifted that I need to refurbish. One is a butternut. That takes some doing. They're complicated antennas and hard to tune. And then the other's an R5. I've had an R5. It's 20 and up. It's a wonderful antenna. I think you'll really enjoy that antenna. And again, the same kind of thing. You know, I used, I think, some fine sandpaper on those joints. Now, don't worry about the fact that the outside of the aluminum pieces is aluminum dioxide. If you cinch them down tight, the conducting will be fine. Any hints on what I should do to clean an line? Well, go ahead and first of all, do your cleaning on a concrete surface. So if you lose parts or anything like that, you can find them easily. You drop a bolt in the grass and it's gone. These things are made of many, many tiny, tiny parts, and you have to be careful. Tune it the way the manual says to tune it. All these manuals are online, including the butternut manual. The butternut manual can be had at DX Engineering, and DX Engineering has written its own manual for the butternut antennas. Use that one rather than the original butternut manual. It's a much better approach to doing things, a much better approach to tuning it. The R5 is Cushcraft. You can get that from Cushcraft site, which is actually MFJ, and the Cushcraft MA6VA. The MA6VA is kind of a weird looking antenna, but good luck with it. There you have it. I hope that's helpful. If any of you would like to help fund this channel, you may do so by going to dcasler.com/support and finding a way that works for you, from a one-time tip to recurring contributions, patron, all that kind of stuff is all up there. Also, there's some merchandise. If you look down below the video in the white part of the screen, there's some t-shirts and things like that. If you want to have those, they have the OG logo on them and stuff like that. So, until we next meet, 73.